Hi, I'm Andrew, and this is Blaster Breakdown. Today, for something a little different, I'll be doing a review of a blaster that was sent to me by the good folks at Gen Gun Path online store. This is the M1 Bread Machine. They sent me this blaster for free and asked me to give my thoughts. No money exchanged hands, and I hope you'll see that I'm quite honest with this review. Out of the box, this looks like a pretty neat blaster. I quite like the sci-fi look. I like a transparent shell, and the purple and green inside I think gives it some nice highlights. The grip I find quite comfortable. I don't have the largest hand, but it's quite a comfortable size for me. If you did have larger hands, this part of the bottom might be a bit crampy for your little finger. It's a top slide blaster, which is fine. There is some molding on either side for grip. However, I did find it got a bit slippery after a while. At this spring load, probably not too much of a problem, but if you did want to upgrade with stronger springs, then maybe that could be a challenge for you. It's quite an interesting design for a blaster. The plunger tube sits underneath the barrel at the front here, and when you prime, the plunger is held by a catch right at the front. That means the trigger connects all the way through to the release, which sits up the front here. Then in the middle, this orange piece has a turnaround function. So the plunger tube interfaces with the front at the bottom. Darts are fed into the breech at the back here, and then a pusher at the rear holds them in place. And the front of the turnaround piece connects to the barrel, and that's of course where the darts come out. So when you fire, the air gets pushed backwards, up, then forwards to fire the dart. A similar mechanism to some other pistols, as well as the links, of course. But the main feature, the most interesting feature, maybe the weirdest feature, and where this blaster gets its name, is the fact that it's magazine fed, but these magazines sit inside the blaster. Out of the box, you get two of these small 4-round magazines. They're not equivalent to Talons or compatible with any magazine-fed blasters that I've got. And the way these work is they sit inside and are held with a catch. Then the slide loads the top dart each time. Then when it's time to change a magazine, you've got a release, either side, full ambi bro. Out comes your empty mag. So maybe something was lost a little in translation. Bread machine, to me this is a toaster. Along with the blaster out of the box, 2 magazines. You get a dozen of these black and orange darts that look like the Dart Zone Pro darts, probably just as easy to lose, and some cheap glasses. A bit funky, I won't be using those. So let's put this over the chronograph and get some FPS numbers, and then we'll do a bit of an accuracy test. Before we start though, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to like if you enjoy my content. Okay, let's get some FPS numbers for the bread machine. I've got 4 of the included darts first, and then 4 worker red Gen 2s next. That's pretty low. Worker red's next. Okay, so the last 2 there you saw, one didn't even get out of the muzzle, the last one didn't get a reading. And here we are, 30 feet from the target. Let's see how we go for accuracy. I've got, again, 4 of the original included darts and 4 worker red Gen 2s. Included darts first. Let's drop low. That was high, but I adjusted for elevation. That was on target, but dropped way low. That also dropped very low. And the worker reds. Went straight, but very low. Low again. Low again. Lots more elevation this time. And I hit the target. A very loopy shot though. So there you go. The FPS numbers are low, so the range is low. Accuracy this is probably fine for indoor use. That would help you avoid losing your magazines if they go flying, or the darts because they're black. As I said, there's two main reasons for that low performance. One is the spring looks quite weak. I can even see now that it's primed, it's kind of bent in different directions rather than being compressed just in one direction. A stronger spring without that flex would definitely bump up those numbers. The other thing is that there's no seal at all. So there's four obvious places where a seal could be improved. One is the plunger inside the tube. The next is the interface between the front of the plunger tube and the turnaround piece. The third is where the pusher at the back of the slide pushes the dart into the breech part. That doesn't look like there's an O-ring or anything in there. And the fourth, of course, is the turnaround piece to the barrel. So what are my thoughts on the M1 bread machine? Well, I think it's a fun indoor toy. It's not a blaster that I'll be using out on the field, and probably not even worth my time to mod to try and make it better. If you are looking for a fun, indoor, gimmicky kind of blaster, maybe this one is for you. Thanks again to Gun Path for sending me this blaster. I'll put a link to their online store in the description below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.